Attention passionate Detroit, Lions fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Detroit Lions' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave division rivals stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Detroit Lions fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and Detroit Lions fans. Let's get to the news. The latest buzz around the NFL, and especially in Detroit, is centered on an eye-opening trade rumor that could shake up the entire NFC North, and more importantly, redefine the Lions' defensive core for years to come. Word has it that the San Francisco 49ers, currently battling some cap space constraints after extending Brock Purdy through December 2025, are pondering a bold move. And that move, trading their star linebacker Fred Warner to the Detroit Lions. Now, I know this sounds like a blockbuster, but let's dive into why such a move could make a lot of sense for both teams and how it might reshape the Lions' future. Context and current landscape of the NFL and NFC North. Before delving into the specifics of Warner's potential move, it's crucial to understand the broader landscape of the NFL and the NFC North. The NFC North, historically a competitive division, has seen a resurgence in recent seasons, with the Lions emerging as serious contenders. Detroit, under head coach Dan Campbell and offensive coordinator Ben Johnson, has constructed a team that combines a potent passing attack led by Jared Goff with a dynamic rushing game spearheaded by David Montgomery and Jahmyr Gibbs. Defensively, the Lions have made significant strides this season, but there's still room for improvement, especially in linebacker coverage and run stopping. The Lions currently sit at 9-4, a record that puts them firmly in the playoff picture. They are riding a wave of momentum, with their offense ranking among the top in the league, averaging over 27 points per game, and their defense steadily improving. Yet, in the high-stakes environment of the NFL playoffs, every positional upgrade counts, especially on defense. The division itself has become increasingly competitive. The Green Bay Packers, with Jordan Love at quarterback, are showing signs of a resurgence, and the Minnesota Vikings, led by Kirk Cousins and a robust offensive line, remain dangerous. The Chicago Bears, despite their struggles, have a promising young quarterback in Justin Fields and a roster that could develop into a formidable unit in the coming seasons. Amidst this competitive backdrop, the Lions are looking to solidify their defense and push over the hump into true NFC contenders. The question is, what moves can they make to leapfrog their rivals? Enter the potential acquisition of Fred Warner. The San Francisco 49ers, a defensive powerhouse facing cap challenges the San Francisco 49ers, under head coach Kyle Shanahan, have built one of the league's most formidable defenses. They rank among the top in multiple defensive categories, including points allowed, yards allowed, and takeaways. Their defensive line, anchored by Nick Bosa, a perennial Defensive Player of the Year candidate, creates pressure that disrupts opposing quarterbacks. Their secondary, led by talented players like Charvarius Ward and Tashawn Gipson, has been effective, though recent injuries have tested their depth. However, despite their defensive dominance, the 49ers are now facing a cap crunch. After extending Brock Purdy, who has been a revelation at quarterback, they committed significant resources to him for 2024 and beyond. As a result, their available cap space is around $19 million, which constrains their flexibility to sign or retain other key players, especially on defense. Fred Warner, a linebacker out of BYU, has been a cornerstone of their defense since being drafted in 2018. His contract for next season is projected to be around $25 million, which puts pressure on the team's cap. The 49ers are contemplating trading Warner not only to free up space, but also to acquire draft capital and possibly a linebacker prospect or two to bolster their future. This could be viewed as a strategic reset, emphasizing their focus on maintaining a balanced roster. Fred Warner's contributions, and why he's a star. Fred Warner is widely regarded as one of the best linebackers in the NFL. His combination of size, speed, instincts, and football IQ makes him a matchup nightmare for offenses. In 2025, Warner has been an All-Pro, showcasing his elite coverage skills, run-stopping ability, and leadership. Statistically, Warner has amassed impressive numbers this season. In just 6 games played, he's recorded 50 tackles, with an average of over 8 tackles per game. He also has 1 interception, 2 sacks, and 5 pass breakups. His missed tackle rate is remarkably low at 41%, highlighting his consistency and reliability. Beyond raw numbers, Warner's on-field presence is palpable. He's a vocal leader, often seen coordinating the defense, adjusting coverages, and rallying teammates. His ability to cover tight ends and running backs, like T.J. Hawkinson, whom he could neutralize more effectively with Detroit, makes him invaluable in today's NFL, where hybrid offenses demand versatile defenders. Why would the Lions want Fred Warner? From Detroit's perspective, adding Warner would be a game-changing move. The Lions' linebacker core, while solid, isn't quite elite. Alex Anzalone has been a reliable leader, with a PFF grade of 84. But the unit lacks the elite coverage and tackling consistency that Warner provides. Key stats of the Lions' linebacker unit. PFF grade, *76.5 combined, lower than Warner's individual grade. Run defense, allowing about 140 yards per game on the ground, which is middling compared to top-tier defenses. Coverage, struggled against tight ends and versatile running backs, leading to some big plays and explosive gains. Adding Warner would elevate their linebacker play, especially in pass coverage. His ability to cover tight ends like T.J. Hawkinson, who had 120 yards against them in Week 2, could reduce big plays and extend drives for the Lions' defense. Furthermore, Warner's leadership qualities and experience in high-pressure playoff games could be vital for a team with Super Bowl aspirations. His presence would be a stabilizing factor in critical moments and could help the Lions tighten their run defense, which has sometimes been a vulnerability. How Warner could fit into Detroit's defensive scheme *. Detroit's defensive coordinator, Aaron Glenn, employs a 4-3 base scheme with multiple blitz packages and zone coverage schemes. Warner's versatility makes him a perfect fit. His ability to play sideline to sideline, diagnose plays quickly, and rush the passer when needed aligns with the Lions' defensive philosophy. Pairing Warner with Alex Anzalone could create one of the league's most dynamic linebacker tandems. Warner's coverage skills would allow Anzalone to focus more on run stopping and blitzing, maximizing the defense's overall effectiveness. Deep dive into the impact on the Lions' defense. The Lions' defense has shown significant growth this season, but it still faces challenges in consistency and big play prevention. Their current linebackers have been decent but could benefit from an upgrade. Defensive stats for the Lions this season. Points allowed, *21. 5 per game, ranked around 12th in the league. Yards allowed, *330 per game. Rush yards allowed, *140 yards per game. Passing yards allowed, *190 yards per game. Turnovers forced, 15, with a turnover differential of +3. Strengths. Pass rush led by Aiden Hutchinson and James Houston Jr. Secondary featuring players like Cam Sutton and Brian Branch, both emerging stars. Good team discipline with low penalty rates. Weaknesses. Vulnerability against tight ends and flexible running backs. Occasional missed tackles in the middle of the field. Struggles with explosive plays from mobile quarterbacks and dynamic offenses. Adding Fred Warner would address most of these issues. His coverage ability would mitigate the threat posed by tight ends such as T.J. Hawkinson and other mismatch weapons. His tackling would help reduce big runs and screens. His leadership would elevate the entire unit, fostering a more disciplined and cohesive defense. Projected impact, * coverage efficiency, expected to improve from current grades of 76. 5 to over 85 run defense, could see a reduction of 10-15 rushing yards allowed per game. Explosive plays, likely to decrease, especially against tight ends and running backs in space. * special considerations. Warner's presence could allow the Lions to run more complex blitz packages, creating more pressure on opposing quarterbacks. His veteran leadership would be invaluable in postseason settings, where mental toughness and execution are paramount. Statistical and historical significance of Warner's acquisition. Fred Warner's career stats and accolades speak volumes about his value. Pro Bowls, *3, 2019, 2021, 2023, All-Pro selections, *2, 2021, 2023, tackles in 2023, *112 sacks, *85 in 2023, interceptions, *4 career passes defended, *35 in his career. Warner's impact on the 49ers defense has been profound. Since entering the league, he's been a consistent top-tier linebacker, earning recognition for his coverage, tackling, and leadership. His ability to perform in big moments, such as playoff games, is well documented, making him a coveted asset. Historically, the Lions have lacked a true middle linebacker with Warner's skill set. Their best recent players, like DeAndre Levy or Stephen Tulloch, were good but not at Warner's level of coverage and instinct. Acquiring Warner would be a step toward establishing a franchise-defining defense, akin to the dominant units of the 1980s or the 2000s Ravens. ** expectations and future outlook for the Lions*. If the Lions manage to land Fred Warner, the implications are enormous. Here's what the future could look like. Immediate impact. Warner's arrival boosts the defense's top-tier status, making them more formidable against both the pass and the run. This could translate into more wins down the stretch and a deeper playoff push. Long-term planning. Warner's contract runs through 2026, providing stability and leadership for at least the next 2 seasons. His presence could also accelerate the development of young players like Jack Campbell and Malcolm Rodriguez. Playoff contention. With a stronger defense, the Lions could become a true threat to the NFC's elite, including the Eagles, 49ers, and Cowboys. Their Super Bowl odds, already improved, could skyrocket if they add Warner. Draft and cap strategy. The trade could involve draft picks, which the Lions could use to address other needs, such as offensive line depth or secondary help. Predicted performance metrics with Warner. * points allowed per game, drop below 20 yards allowed per game, reduced to around 310 turnovers, increase by at least 3-4 over the course of the season, playoff success. Potentially a conference championship appearance within the next 2 seasons, # the broader impact on the NFC North and league dynamics. This potential blockbuster trade doesn't just affect the Lions and 49ers. It could shift the balance of power in the NFC North and the entire NFC landscape. A defensive upgrade like Warner's could make Detroit a perennial playoff team, perhaps even a Super Bowl favorite if they can complement their offensive firepower with a top-5 defense. For the Vikings, who are trying to rebuild their secondary and defensive line, this move could motivate them to make aggressive off-season moves of their own. The Packers, with a young core and a developing quarterback, might see this as a challenge to elevate their game to match Detroit's new prowess. In the league, the narrative would be that the Lions are not just a flash-in-the-pan team, but a serious contender, willing to make bold moves to achieve greatness. It would also serve as a statement to other NFC teams that Detroit is committed to winning now, not just building for the future. # the risks and considerations. Of course, every trade carries risks. For the Lions, acquiring Warner means giving up draft capital and possibly some roster flexibility. There's also the challenge of integrating a new star into an already cohesive unit. For the 49ers, trading Warner could weaken their linebacker core, potentially exposing vulnerabilities against mobile quarterbacks or in coverage-heavy situations. They would need to find suitable replacements or scheme adjustments to compensate. Furthermore, health is always a concern. Warner, like any player, could face injury, which would diminish the impact of the trade. The Lions would need to ensure they have adequate depth to sustain his absence if necessary. # conclusion. A potential game-changer for Detroit. In sum, the possibility of Detroit acquiring Fred Warner is an exciting prospect that could redefine the franchise's trajectory. Warner's elite coverage, tackling, leadership, and playoff experience would be invaluable assets for the Lions as they strive for Super Bowl glory. The trade would not only elevate their defense, but also send a clear message throughout the league. Detroit is all in, committed to contending and winning championships. While the details are still unfolding, one thing is certain. If this move happens, it will be remembered as one of the boldest and most impactful in recent Lions history. As fans, we should stay tuned, watch closely, and prepare for what could be a transformative offseason. The Lions' future looks bright, and with a star like Fred Warner potentially joining their ranks, the sky's the limit. The NFC North is about to get even more intense, and Detroit might just be the team to watch as this saga develops. And now, Detroit Lions fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this potential blockbuster move? Do you believe Warner would be the missing piece that finally pushes Detroit to the Super Bowl, or are you skeptical about the risks involved? Drop your thoughts in the comments below because your opinion really matters to us and to the Lions. This could be one of the most exciting off-seasons in recent memory, and I'll be back soon with even more updates, so stay tuned for all the latest Detroit Lions news. Let's go Lions! Character count, 10-5.